Hi, my name is Reverend Edwin Guy. I'm the pastor of Victory Christian Tabernacle and Galilee Baptist Church in Brooklyn, New York. This video is concerning the financial woes that sometimes come in relationships. And unfortunately, I'm not going to tell you how to overcome your financial situation. I'm not able to tell you how to avoid financial problems. I'm mainly not going to tell you how because I haven't figured it out yet myself. But having said that, I will say that financial woes can change the friendship portion of a marriage, of a relationship, and so I'm inclined to just share just a little thought on this topic. Somehow, finances can really devastate a relationship because when you get to the point where you have financial problems, upon reflection, both persons in the relationship, as they ponder what got them there, tend to look at the other person and say, well, the other person didn't do this or the other person did this, and that's why we're where we are. If you're looking at this video, it's because you want your relationship to grow and to get better and to stay together. I do premarital counseling, I do postmarital counseling, but I do not do separation counseling or divorce counseling. And so everything that I share in these videos is with the goal of strengthening a relationship and not helping it to dissolve. And with that said, financial woes, very often we think about where we are and how we got here. And the old expression that hindsight is 20/20 is true. We always look back and said, well, if this didn't happen or if that didn't happen, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in. Being a man of God and a believer that He orchestrates every single step that we make, we are where we are financially, and in other cases, but since we're talking specifically financially, we are where we are, believe it or not, because it's where God wants us to be. It is the will of God for you to be in the financial situation you are in. It is the will of God for you to be sitting here listening to this video about finances. And the reason why I say that is not very mystical at all. In fact, it's not mystical in any way, shape, or form. It's simply because if God didn't want you to be where you are, you wouldn't be there. I am not a proponent of this. Some who teach and preach that we have free will. And although I acknowledge that God does allow us to feel like we have free will, I don't think the scriptures concur. And in addition to that, if God wants us to do something, or if God wants us to be somewhere, or if God doesn't want us to do something, or it's not going to happen. At the end of the day, God's will is always done. And it is important that we understand that God's will is not always ultimately done. His will is always done from A to Z. Not to digress, but simply to say that your financial situation can and does impact the relationship. I acknowledge that very often what happens is it changes attitudes and atmospheres around the home. Again, the fact is that you should not think, and I want you to be encouraged today, don't think that your financial situation has to improve in order for your relationship to improve. Though financial problems do cause stress and strain, but it is not automatic, nor should it be considered automatic, that it will cause a problem in the relationship. It does not automatically have to tear a relationship apart. It clearly needs to be dealt with. Clearly some belt tightening and so on, things have to happen, and those things are communicated between you. And when you discuss how you're going to approach the strategy that you're going to use for moving forward, there is an expectation that you're both going to abide by it, and so you can work through those things, and you should work through those things, but you ought to work through them with the mind that this is not does not mean the end of our relationship, and you ought not throw up your hands and throw in the towel because your financial situation is bleak. It does not mean that. And if you have gotten to the point where you have given up on the relationship because of your finances, then something was wrong early on. The fact is that in the marriage vows, we say in sickness and in health, we say for richer or for poorer. We say till death do us part. And so these are just hills and mountains that are a part of the relationship. That doesn't. I'm not dismissing the seriousness of having financial woes. If you are living in a house and your finances change, or the situation changes and you lose your house, it's going to cause a strain on the relationship. If you're used to having a car or having two cars or whatever it might be, and your financial situation changes and you have to take the public transportation, it's going to put a strain and it's going to cause some grief in the relationship. But it doesn't have to devastate the relationship, and it certainly does not have to end the relationship. It simply is an opportunity for you to really see, not see in the other person, not see in your spouse or in your fiance, but see within you how seriously you took your marriage vows. These are rough times in general, and the fact is that I don't know anyone anywhere that does not have some type of financial challenges or financial woes. But I've told my people so many times, I've told my congregation that if money is your only problem, you don't have a problem. And the reason why I say that is because whenever has there been a time when you didn't have a financial problem? It just seems to be, they say that the only thing we have to do is pay taxes and die. But I would suggest to you that one of the things that is also assumed, though I'm halfway joking, but it is that there's always going to be some financial challenges, some a little more stressful than others, but there will always be financial challenges. And if that is your only problem in your relationship, or if that financial problem is what's causing you other problems in your relationship, then it's simple enough to work through, in the sense that you don't have to resign yourself to believing that the relationship is over because the finances are gone or because the finances are limited. These are opportunities for you to show forth your true commitment to your vows and to your spouse, to your fiance. And so be encouraged that your financial situation may not be, and even if you see deliberately and consciously why the financial situation, she might have been a gambler or whatever it might be, he might have made some bad investments or whatever, it doesn't matter. The fact is that that does not have to be the end of the relationship. Financial woes, financial challenges are just that, challenges, but they can be overcome. And so don't throw in the towel. Don't throw out the towel. Just continue to press forward. And if you desire for your relationship to work, you'll make it through. And I already know that that is your desire because you're watching these videos on relationships, and so my prayers are with you. Just hang in there and work through those financial situations and those financial challenges as best you can together. And if you have to seek outside help with it, then do that as well. But don't give up on the